People come to a club, people go to a festival to get rid of every bad, negative feeling that they have, to leave it behind and let the dance floor take control. We grew up in Nicholson Street, Brunswick, North Fitzroy borderline, yeah? I went to our ladies' primary school, and further down is like Brunswick Street, right? Brunswick Street was pretty much the cultural street of Melbourne's rave scene, I should say, in a nice way. A lot of LGBT community, a lot of gays, a lot of straights, had everything. First time I ever went, we heard the Brunswick Street Festa, yeah? We were 12, 13, we had push bikes. So we'd ride and we'd turn your bike upside down, chain it, and we walk down the streets. And as you're walking down the streets, it's like, you got a 12, 13-year-old kid, yeah? And everyone's tripping. Like everyone's like off chops, having fun, rocking, like blue hair, green hair. There was this lady walking around with a thing of pot, like a whole basket of weed. And everyone's just grabbing a bud and rolling, and people on the streets, balconies, DJs, full on. You walk into something like that a kid's never seen before, and I was just like, what the hell is this? I was very scared because I had no idea what the hell it was. But I'm watching a stage outside Ministry Style. Dave, who owned the place, it's not there anymore, I don't think, but they were like a clothing store and a ticket outlet, and they had the street blocked off, and they had a massive DJ Rave, and there was Mark Hogan, Willie Tell, Jeff Tyler, I think it was like the Wet Music Crew, and they were playing, and I went every year. I started going to this festa, and the only reason why is because I was young. I didn't know about the club, I didn't know about Every Picture Tells a Story, I didn't know about all these festivals and raves. I'm 12, 13, but I'd go there just to see these DJs and walking into this world of so many different cultures and people from all walks of life, and understanding what was happening. Took a while, but just to see that for me was like, that's when it all hit. Like, this is pretty cool. I like this. It started building in the 90s. The 80s didn't have raves. The 80s were bands. The 90s started dance music. It started with the UK scene, and the Italian dance music labels were absolutely huge. The techno, most of the techno came from Germany, Italy. Like, the music industry in the 90s, actually, that's where it developed. So there was a lot of great things, like the Love Parade overseas, like, 1.5 million people in the 90s, no social media, no nothing. You couldn't do that today if you had social media. And people would come for the love of the party and the love of the music. They wouldn't come just to be seen. It was very underground, it wasn't commercial. A lot of people didn't like the underground raves. It was considered, a drug culture and very, they're bad people. But actually, for me, they were the best people in the world. You just rock up and you had a good time, and everyone was, and it was like very different. But then it just growed slowly, and became bigger and bigger and bigger to where it is today. And I don't think today's not anywhere near what it was, as good as back in the day. I'm sorry, but the way I see it, no way. The DJs that are today, I'd give me the old DJs any day. And that's not speaking from their music, it's speaking from who they were as a person. A lot of people are worried about who they are and how they look on stage, instead of worrying about the punters and whether they're having a good time. Like, who gives a fuck about your drink rider, man? You're there to play music for them, you're not there for you. Most DJs today and artists and a lot of people are concentrating on themselves. Do I look good? It's like, dude, rock up, play your set, play from the heart, play what you want to play, have fun, enjoy it. Because if you're not enjoying yourself, your energy that you pull out goes into the crowd. Like, if I'm having fun, the whole crowd's gonna have fun. I promise you that. I won't never do a bad set. But if I'm not in a good space, I'm not going to deliver good music. Mentally, you got to be free, clear, happy. Look, there's a lot of things that have changed. I mean, the social media today, the dynamics of a festival, the props, you know, social media I think has done a lot of damage. I think everyone thinks that they have to be cool and you have to fit in, and it's not about them. It's about the actual show itself. That's why the doofs and the bush doofs have taken over in the last few years. It's because we're out there, we don't care about what happens in the big smoke. We worry about what we're doing. We're having a great time. There's no expectation from no one. Come out, have 3-4 day bender, enjoy yourself, let your hair down, and that's what it's about. Instead of, look at me, I'm not at this festival, or, you know, I don't know. It's when it comes to, give me the old days any day over today, 100%. Every picture tells a story. I was supposed to go, and I didn't go. I was only 14, 15 years old. I went to Winter Days, 1995. I was 17 years old. I had my first party experience there. I'll say it, I don't care. I had the best fun with the, you know, you got a little kid from the northern suburbs, right? Who's rocking up to a gay festival, gay party. I was like a kid in a toy store. I was going crazy. I was jumping from this person to that person to there. I was hugging guys with their ass cheeks hanging out. Like they had chaps on, yeah, those pants, yeah. And I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on? And everyone's like, Javans, calm down. And I was, nah, man, this is crazy, let me go. And I'm running, and next thing you know, I'm in the corner with a bunch of lesbians. I'm hanging out with a couple of gay boys. And they all knew me. Like, no, they did not know me. Hang on, let me rephrase this. They saw me like, he's young, he's got no idea what's going on, he's having a good time, he's, you know, in a good space, we'll leave it at that. And everyone treated me like gold. And I was just like, I want to be here all the time. This is what I want. And I'm not stopping till I get it. And that's the day my life changed. The Also Foundation dance parties, back in the day, were the best by far. Future wasn't around then. Future started in 99. These guys started way earlier. You know, and I wasn't a raver. So, you know, every picture tells a story and all the, you know, diggity raves. It wasn't, I could handle the music. I'd love to watch Willie Tell, Simon Digby, you know, Mark Hogan, Jeff Tyler, like Richie Rich, like that old hardware crew, like proper. My brain works in mysterious ways. I'm like a book. I flick through. It just went bang. Brunswick Street Festa, Chapel Street Festa. Like, you know, the Chapel Street Festa, DJs like on the rooftop of Revolver playing to the whole street. Like, these we're talking 93, 94, 95, yeah? You know, DJing on the roof of Chasers playing to Chapel Street. They blocked off the KFC where the street was. They blocked it off. And you're playing, you know, got John Corse, myself, Mark John, house music. Like, Corsey was the main man, of course. But we all had gigs and, like, we were playing. And now to be booked for a street party that hasn't been done in 20 years, it was like, fuck, this is cool. Can't wait. I think a street rave hasn't happened in quite a long time in Melbourne. I know a lot of promoters have tried to pull these sort of events off. If you're gonna do like a proper arts and cultural, like look at the street that you've got, you know what I mean? Like the graffiti's there, it's been there for a while. The street it's not tampered with. It's as original and raw as it comes. And I think that's the most important thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, look, when I got the call, I was over the fucking moon. I'm wrapped, I still am, I can't wait. The gay parties for me were the best parties, man. You can't beat them. No chance in hell. I don't care who you are or what show you pull on. They had artistic flair, they had culture, they were proud in who they were. They showed the world, well, they showed everyone, this is us, this is the way we party. You like it and you're all welcome to come. But this is who we are. And I loved it and I was always for it, you know what I mean? The music was the best. Everything was just like, how can you explain it? The boys were all, even the big boys, all pussycats. Like, You thought this big guy with chains and he's macho, like animal, bare hair. He'd come up to you and just give you, and walk off. And I was just like, ah! 2 minutes later, I'm hugging the bloke. You know what I mean? But everyone's having fun. Like, give me that now. Where? Where is it today? Sad. See? Problem. Doesn't happen today. Those parties are what shaped me and what shaped 3/4 of Melbourne's dance music scene today. And everyone that I know came from those parties, or even the parties before. But for me, that just like the gates opened up, heaven, let's go, it's there. That's pretty much for me where I saw. But remember, going from club to club, street parties, just learning. I love dance music. Buying records were hard for kids. As a DJ, I want to buy records, but you spend $50 a week as a 16-year-old kid, you'd buy 3 records. Before you had an hour set, you needed 20 records. So before you become a DJ, you had to really spend a lot of money. It's not like the kids today, $5, $50 Beatport download bullshit. Like, if you wanted to be a DJ, you really had to work to be a DJ. Yeah, and the scene and everything that I saw was just wow. And, growing up and, that experience of what was back then is not here today, and it's just changed. It's a soft spot, this one. We lost a good friend last year. Mickey B, Michael Bradley. I was his lighting guy at Chasers. Sorry, man, it's just,
It's okay.
I was a young kid. I was going to buy records at Central Station. And he saw me and he goes, you wog boy. He was trying to be funny, yeah. I'm like, shut up, idiot. He goes, come here. So I went up to him and he goes, what do you do? I said, I'm DJ. He goes, yeah, where do you play? I said, nowhere at the moment. He goes, what are you doing tonight? I said, nothing. He goes, you want to come to Chasers? I'm like, yeah. I'll go with you. He goes, yeah. And I said, where do you live? He goes, Holliday. I said, I'm in Preston. He goes, see? So I'm like, all right. And I went with him. And I started going with him for about a year and a half. We became really, really good friends. At the time, we were inseparable, to be honest. He said to me, come with me, and I did. And I started listening, I started watching, I started carrying his records while he got pissed. We'd go to the Metro on Friday. He was main room DJ at the Metro. He played Metro Friday, played Pop on Saturday, which was Metro, was his main club. And Chase's Delirium Sunday had the Loft, which is probably, for me, the best house room in the 90s that Sunday night had by far. I mean, you had house clubs and stuff, Donny Allen, all the super. This guy knew how to pull on a party. So he'd go from house to trance in the end, and he'd mix it up, like Sasha, digweed, sound, like everything. But he sort of come with me, so I did. And I started watching and learning, and he sort of, because I was with him, they thought we were like close mates. And George Zagoulas, who had Chasers, turned around and said to me, goes, hey, you, come here. So I went over, and he goes, my son's turning 16, Paul. I said, yeah. He goes, can you DJ? I said, yeah. He goes, you want to play Saturday afternoon? I said, yeah, done. So I rocked up, and that was the first club gig, like, was because of Mickey. If I wasn't with him, at that time, learning everything or hanging out with him, and just, I used to watch and learn because it was the only way. It's who you knew, but you had to be okay at what you did as well, because if you got into the club and you played a bad set, you were shit, you're never getting booked again. You had one chance and one chance on. It was very, very hard. Look who you're competing against. Sean Quinn, Casey Tara, Mark James, Simon Digby, you fucking name it. It's like Melbourne's a rockstar crew. And you try to break that. Donnie, Allen, Frankie D, John Course. How? How? How can some DJ come and crack that? You can't. It's impossible. And the only way I was very lucky because Mickey's the one that, he took me under his wing. I could just close my eyes, I can hear him now. Like, sad day he passed away. I even feel like in the fucking same week, like, wow. Yeah. Mickey for me was very important. Sorry, man. Yeah, Mickey was important.